So we continue learning Perek Avos. We're on the third Perek, the 13th Mishnah. Mishnah Yud Gimel. Rabbi Akiva Omer says, Rabbi Akiva, Schaik v'kalos roish. Schaik v'kalos roish. What's schaik? Schaik is laughter. Kalos roish is acting in a lightheaded manner. What does that do? Margilin le'erva. Accustoms one to erva, to immorality, which one at first thought thinks, what sheikhs? I'm making jokes, I'm having fun, I'm acting in a light-headed manner. Why does that bring one to erva, to immoral and inappropriate thoughts and actions? Says Rabbi Yoina Ratzalaim, you know what this means to say? Someone is laughing and someone is talking nonsense, im kalos roish, together with lightheadedness, margilin le'erva. Aval, on the flip side, kovid roish. Someone has a heavy head, literally. V'yirani is fear im siyag la'avir hayois. They're offense against the rayas. Shegolzos amishta b'siyagim medabrin. These are talking about offenses. So Rabbi Yoina explains that it's a fence, it's a geder. That if one acts in a more serious manner, then automatically he's not going to get caught up with something inappropriate. But if someone's acting in a laughing, and kalos roish, it's important. Kalos roish doesn't just mean to make a joke. Kalos roish means to make light of everything. To make light of everything. That could bring one to erva. Continues the Mishnah. Masoires, the Messiah, is siyag la Torah, is a fence for the Torah. Messiahs elu, what does this refer to? Malei v'chaser v'atayim. This is in the Torah, sometimes it's an extra letter, one letter less. Or the taimim, the meaning, shemasu chavna talmideim. Ve'im sag l'Torah shebiksav. These are offense for the written Torah. Why is these offense? Shlo timsa sfarim chalukim. Because now every Sefer Torah is the same. You'll never find two things that are different. Keep them is mu'atim, aside from these few places of the malei, the chaser, the extra letter, the less letter. Masha enkin b'sefer Talmud, when it comes to Gemara, keep a kama mekayma like girsayis mischalfais. We know throughout all of Shas, we have different girsayis, we have different words. And every day, everyone has a new idea, a new svara. And that's what's written down in the Torah Shabbat Peh. And then the Rishos L'Chabel. Ki Sefer Shalom in Ba'aretz, no such thing as incomplete. Asher lo yechatev. Toilen ataz al Sefer L'Yal Daitam. But when it comes to the written Torah, the Messiah, which is the way to write the Torah in the appropriate manner, that is the siyag for the Torah. Continues the Mishnah, a very powerful line. Maisros, giving meiser. What does it mean giving meiser? It means in times of Beis HaMikdash, a man taking the produce, taking the fruits, the apples, and taking off a part and giving to the Kohen, Levi, Ani, etc. But nowadays, what does it mean? Giving tzedakah, giving meiser. Says the Mishnah, siyag is a fence, lo isher, for wealth. As Umar and Tainis teaches. There was a child that was reading the Torah. Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan says to that child, Aser. Why do you give off meiser? A powerful line. Bishvil shetis aser. You want to get wealthy? What do? Give meiser. V'amar loi, and the child responds to Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi, chi muter lenasais HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Can I really test Hashem? Really? I can test God? I can say, Hashem, I'm going to give tzedakah and I want you to make me wealthy? V'aksiv, but the Pasuk in Devarim says, Loi, sin asus Hashem l'keichem. Do not test Hashem, your God. Amar le Rabbi Yochanan responded, Hachi Amar Rabbi Yishia. I believe a very famous line, Chotz mizu. This is the one thing you're allowed to test God. Shenemar, as the Pasuk in Malachai teach us, Avos called Ma'aser Beisayis Avitar V'Beisi, you bring all the Ma'aserais. Ubechanuni Nabin Zois Amar Hashem Savakis. Hashem Himself says, Chanuni Nabazais, you could test me with this. Im lo yaftach lochem, if I don't open up for you, Aruba is Hashemayim, the windows in the heavens. Vari koisi lochem, and I empty out the heavens for you. What does Hashem give us? Bracha ad beli dai. Blessing until it's endless blessing. From what? From giving meiser. This is what it means. The Meiser is a fence for the wealthy. You want to get wealthy? Yitain Meisereses ba'ayin yafeh. A lifelong lesson. You want to get wealthy, what do? Give a lot of tzedakah. Shalom, Yomar, don't say, Elav Kurin Yishli, I have 1,000 kur. Eichatan Me'el Meiser, how can I give 100 away, which is 1/10? V'im Shavin Kamal Lafin. Eliyatanenu ba'ayin yafeh, give a lot. Ki Hashem Yisbarach Ne'eman L'Shalem Loi. Hashem is trustworthy to pay back. Kol ma she'yitenu lahachpil es haschar. You're going to get double. V'u emes kamal pi nisayon. We'll go back to that line in 1 second. V'ini in tzedakah continues Rabbeinu Yoina who kemoya ma'isreis. Ubahar by tzedakah, you give more tzedakah, what happens? Yosef oisher al asher, you get even more wealthy. Don't hold yourself back from giving large presents to poor people. Maybe you won't have enough money. Everyone knows. Don't think, oh, sure, I got don't think this evil thing in your heart. If you think about it, this guy, how much money did I give? I gave thousands, I gave millions. Come in the fasha, I saved so many people. So is it a good thing? He gave so much money. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, he doesn't understand. Ki toivan even noisein dai machsayrim in asher noisein oin roiv v'saka. He's doing his part. K'maya ma'isek yarash in lo yalasam noisein ma'isek k'varoi ve'ashir. If you're wealthy, you have to give more tzedakah. Yeshal apayim sav nasan la'maiser matayim chaser achas yoytze ani noki min achasav ve'aisher nischayi b'hem, and the wealthy person could be obligated kachat tzedakah. Kol adam yeshal lited kefi kol mash yeshal, you have to give as much as you can. In ma'at ve'im harbe. And we'll just end off with 2 thoughts. Thought number 1 is, when do you work in giving tzedakah? Before you have money. Once you have money, once you're working, then it's very, very difficult. But if when you're young, you train yourself. I got $100, I give $10. I got $1,000, I give $100. You train yourself. Okay, I can give another $1. I can give another $5. Then you become a person that gives tzedakah. And number 2, and with this we'll conclude, the line of Rabbeinu Yoina that said, it's emes al pi nisayon, you could test it. Countless stories. I'll tell you 1 story. I'll tell you 2 stories. I'll tell you 100 stories. Help people. I'll tell you one that comes to mind. Erev Pesach. Someone in my shul calls me up and he says, a certain person is calling him up for tzedakah. What should he do? I said, okay, look into it and see if they need the tzedakah. So he looks into it and he says, yeah, it looks like they need the tzedakah, but you should know, I already gave. I gave. It's before Yom Tov. I already gave Meiser. I already gave whatever I need to give. He says, you know what? I'm going to overextend myself. He turns to Hashem. He says, Hashem, I'm giving more. It's on you. The next day, you hear some of these stories, you think they're all made up. This one I heard firsthand, but there's so many of them. The next day, his wife goes into work. The boss tells her, boss who's never given out a bonus, boss says to her, here's a bonus, Likavod Yom Tov. The exact amount that he gave the night before to this poor person. Hashem teaches us, test me. The only thing we can test Hashem, we're not allowed to say, Hashem, I'm going to learn for 20 minutes and I want you to give me this. We're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to say to Hashem, I'm going to do a chesed and I want you to do this. We're not allowed to. But by tzedakah, you're allowed to say to Hashem, God, I'm overextending. I want you to give back and Hashem will pay back more. That's why it's a siyog, to make one wealthy.